What is going on? How are you guys? I am so sorry. Still having technical difficulties, but we're going to make it work. And I'm not going to do the full countdown timer. I just wanted to come in. I didn't want to abruptly start the live. What is cracking? It is not the Wave XLR, my Rodecaster Pro. I don't know. I need an opening act. I got to figure it out. What is happening? Look at this. Man, fashionably late. No, I am. Yes. What is cracking? All right. So let us just go straight. Let's swap things out. Let's lower this. So I don't know what happened, honestly. Let me lower this. I don't know. I still don't know what's happening. It is something with my Rodecaster Pro. I did some rewiring. Yes, Paul. Exactly. I did some rewiring. I plugged everything in. I was testing it out to make sure that it all works. And so the Rodecaster Pro, I'm talking to you guys can hear it, but I can't hear anything coming out of the Rodecaster Pro on my end. And I don't want to get off track, but the Rodecaster Pro, for those of you guys that have the Rodecaster Pro, you know that there are the mute buttons and then the listen only buttons. And so normally you don't have to turn on the listen only buttons to hear it. Let me see. Nope. Let's see. So if I move this back just to show you guys really quick. So these buttons over here, there is the red, right? And then what looks like white in the camera, those are green. And so normally you don't have to press the green to hear yourself. But the only way I can get myself heard and the only way I can hear the sound effects and stuff like that, I have to put in the listen only mode. So I don't know what's happening. I'm going to have to do some more troubleshooting, because that's basically the way I got it working right now. It's not supposed to be working. So I don't know what the heck is happening, but I didn't want to keep you guys waiting. So I digress. What is cracking, fam? How are you guys doing? K-Walk, I see you are here. We are going to talk on what no, Paul, not yurt and not yurt. Yurt. That's it. Christmas. Todd, Christmas Clatter, how are you? Did that? Oh, that was delayed. I was going to say, what is happening with my computer? I don't understand. Nice to see you here. Paul Burke, nice to see you here. I appreciate you. You guys are great. Candy, what is going on, Candace? It is hot in Philadelphia as well. Gigi, what is cracking? How are you? What is going on? I don't want to get off track, but your eyes say, hey, I want to solve this. Listen, you know, that is exactly what my eyes are saying. I am so stressed out right now. And not like that type of stress is not, I don't know, because it's not stress, it's anxiety. It's like, why the hell isn't no, Paul, Lumia stream is not on. Mr. Moderator, I did not turn Lumia stream on, so you are not going to mess with my lights today. Hey, Kimberly Gunn, what is cracking? How are you? Thank you for coming through. So I did do an overhead shot because I've already had you guys waiting. So we're going to be talking about some things. We're going to be talking about the Wave XLR. You can see I have it here, and I don't think I need my keyboard for now. So I'm going to move my keyboard out the way. All we need is a mouse and a camera, and so you can see over here, if I bring this way, you got the Rodecaster Pro, which is huge. Lots of buttons, lots of faders, lots of different things, smart pads, knobs. The Australians call it rotary control knob. When Paul and I were trying to figure out, Mr. Moderator and I were trying to figure out some of the settings when we first got it, the instructions call this big button a rotary encoder. That's what and Paul and I are like, what the hell? What is a rotary encoder? It's a freaking knob. It's a knob, a knob. That is what this is. So a ton of different things. And then you have this very simple, very small, one button, just one button. You push the button in, you turn the button like that. One XLR, your power button. Oh, I'm gonna have to switch this here because it's blocking the headphone jack. And everything is done via the software with the Wave XLR, where with the Rodecaster Pro, everything is done via the Rodecaster Pro. It has their Revolution preamps. You can't see that, but it does say Revolution preamps. So everything is done internally here, where on the XLR, everything is done via the software, Wavelink XLR. This is a $700 unit. This is a $160 unit. So we're going to do some comparisons. Guys, I have not even messed around with this. So we are doing this together. I brought out my Shure MV7. That's what's connected to the Wave XLR for now. So we are going to switch back and forth. This white mic is a Lewitt 240, which is my favorite beloved microphone. And then this is a condenser microphone, and this one is a dynamic microphone. I put this in the closet. I don't really use it much. I keep this for when Angie comes, if I'm going to give her her own mic. And then if I really need to travel, because with the MV7, you can connect it to your computer via USB. And then they have their own software and stuff. So that's why I keep this microphone. I've thought about selling it, but it's one of those things, I don't know how to let go of gear. So right now we have the Shure MV7 currently connected to the, let me see, let's move this way. I'm like, okay. So the MV7 is currently connected to the Wave XLR. We will switch back and forth so we can hear some of the difference. And then my chain got loose. What we are going to do, like I said, because I am not ignoring you guys. The lights are not on because I have to keep configuring it. You guys are funny. So literally all I did was just go to the Elgato website and download the Wave software. And right, Paul, it is a big knob. I am going to let you guys play. I just have to keep configuring this. Gosh, you guys are funny. Let me see. We don't come to hear her. We come for the lights. I know. Gosh. Enough about mics. We want lights. Paul Berg, this one is perfect. On a very special episode of Tech Talk, Gear Hoarders. I don't know how to let go of gear. You are 100% right. Listen, I can't even get it out. The amount signed up petitions of give us your lights. You know what? If you have a question as we go through this on either the Rodecaster Pro or on the Wave Link XLR, make sure you put a Q colon in front of it. I'm sure once my moderators stop goofing around with me, they will 100% put that there, Paul Duncan, Mr. Moderator. So, because I am going to kind of start diving into things. And what is cracking, Melanie? Yurt. So I don't know if you knew that that's a thing, Melanie, but thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. I'm very excited to have you here. That is super, super dope. Thank you for the support. That's how we roll. And yes, Mr. Moderator is saying, got a question for India? Remember, your question, oh wait, that's the wrong one. Darn it, guys. Your question should look like this with a Q colon in front of it. Otherwise, it's just a comment. Be sure to buy Tech Talk merch t-shirt, free lights. You know what? Thank you. So, Melanie, what they're doing is because last week I had Paul Burke on the stream and I was going over Lumia Stream, where you can connect some of your smart lights to the Lumia Stream software. And then it's super engaging. It's super fun. We had a lot of fun last week, but they drove me crazy. And so with your smart lights, you can connect them to Lumia Stream and then you can issue chat commands. And so that your community can put commands in the chat and control your lights. So for instance, one of the chat commands is police. And what that does is that if someone in the chat during the live stream enters in !police, my lights will flash red and blue. And so I got to set it up. There's cooldown periods because these guys don't know how to act and they were driving me absolutely crazy. You can do some really cool things. Like we set up a chat command for my lights to flash red every time somebody put because that's my call. So I'm going to get it set up because I can't trust them. I got to figure out the right cooldown periods and all of that good stuff. Because if not, they're going to drive me crazy. Kim, what is cracking? How are you? Thank you so much. Yeah, I've done a good amount to the studio the last couple. No, Melanie, it's not working today. See, now, all right, fine. I'm going to turn it on. Y'all, let's see if because Melanie came through. We're going to test it temporarily. Yes, Kim, I don't think, I got this little baby pit. You might have seen the pictures, and she is still a puppy. She's 8 months old. 8 months old. She is, I don't even know. She's like 7 months, 70 pounds, 60 pounds. She drives me crazy. She always comes here during the live streams. Excuse me. All right. You said hi to everybody. Go. And that's the puppers. All right. I should just fly to the East Coast and set it up for you. Yeah, I mean, listen, I have 2 full extra bedrooms and a full-size bathroom. So, if you want to come, thank you. Her name is Koa Love, and her nose is in the shape of a heart. That's why we nicknamed her Koa Love. Let me see. Is this Koa? Oh, because I was saying her name. That's why. Hey, girl. But I'm not playing with you right now. Let's see. So I feel like I shouldn't have done this. You guys can test it. I did turn on Lumia now, so we can see if it works. Oh, my lights are not on. Let me see if I turn these overhead lights on. Let me see. Blue. I'm looking at my overhead lights to see if my overhead lights are turning on. Hold on. Okay, so now they're white. Let's turn them to blue. Okay, so now the overhead lights are blue. Yes, you have absolutely all thrown me horribly off track, and they're working. You see, I want to say that I hate you guys, but I love you guys. Yes, exactly. I am going to have a lot of trimming to do on this. So that is, you see, y'all, let me see. Let me go over. Where's Paul Burke? Where's the polo? Let me lower this because y'all are a bunch of goofs, and this is why I didn't turn it on now. So I'm about to turn it off again. Now you see my lights all just flashing. I can just lower the sound and just leave it flashing in the background. But anyway. All right, so we're going to minimize this. And what we are going to do is I'm going to give you guys... Yes, I turned down the audio. Yes. Somebody put Paul in timeout. Paul is my moderator. We need to put him in timeout. Oh, God. Ma'am, do you know how fast you were going? Yes. All right. So let me come back over here. We're gonna do see, I turned off all my lights. That's what happened. You guys threw me completely off. Where is my screen share? Over here. There you go. I'm going to turn my lights back on. Hold on 1 second. Hi. Oh, I know what happened. I'm like, why is it so dark? Because my key lights were all off. There you go. Okay. So. Yes, exactly. Because Paul has 100% access. So I have the Wavelink. This is all I did. So I went to Elgato's website. I downloaded the Wavelink software, and this is as far as I got because we're going to do this together as a group, and we're going to figure this out all together and see what we have. I'm just trying to resize this. So Obviously, we're going to hit our Get Started button. Select your monitor output. To get started, please select an output device for your monitor mix. You can change the setting at any time. Okay. Monitor mix, Ecamm, Rode Connect, Rodecaster Pro. You guys can see that. Let me actually bring this up just a little bit more so you can see everything. Perfect. Local output, wavelength. Yeah, Melanie, so you have the Wave XLR, and when I was watching your live stream when you did the takeover for Loria the week before me, I was like, that sounds great. But I don't know if you knew that the microphone, this microphone, is pretty much the same as your mic because Elgato partnered with Lewitt, and the capsule is exactly the same. So of course, and Koa went upstairs to drive my other dog crazy. So I don't know if you guys can hear the other dog barking at Koa, but yeah, I was like super impressed with it. Dr. Elo, what is cracking? So I need to, full disclaimer, the Wave XLR is actually not mine. Dr. Elo mailed me his. Thank you so much, Dr. Elo. So we are messing around with the Wave XLR, and this is actually his because I wanted to update my Stream Deck Masterclass on the Wave XLR, and so I'm getting it set up. So we can all thank Dr. Elo for sending me his gear and stuff. So very cool, very cool. And what is cracking? Dr. Elo, are you in Puerto Rico? I know that you said you were going to Puerto Rico this week, right? All right, so monitor mix, local output. I'm gonna leave this. Next. Oh no, I have to choose something. See, this is what happens when you test stuff live, because now I'm like, well, why wouldn't it be? So I'm confused. Why isn't this coming up? So for now, I'm going to do Rodecaster Pro secondary. So we don't have anything. Okay. So I'm going to leave it Rodecaster Pro secondary. So I want to add my channels. So we have the Wave link, which is where my microphone will be. That's your Wave XLR. There you can see, I think you guys, oh, no, you can't see that. So let me bring this over back this way. All right, cool. Here we are. So the first channel is the microphone. You can see that there is this little microphone icon over here, Wave XLR. Here you can see the input levels, the input gain. You can choose whether it's a condenser or a dynamic. So it is a dynamic microphone, so we're gonna leave that. I'm gonna eventually connect. This setup is different than when I did it at least. Yeah, this, I'm a little, I don't, because if we go back, right? If I go back to that monitor mixed, in theory, these people wouldn't have. Oh, there it is, Wave XLR. Oh, I'm such a dun-dun-dun-dun. I totally missed that. Okay, so that makes sense. So the Wave XLR is going to be what you're going to choose because you're not, in theory, you wouldn't be using a Rodecaster Pro. You're not going to use your speakers if you're live streaming. You can do the Ecamm V mic, but for now, I am going to use Wave XLR, right? I'm going to eventually plug in my headphones to, and actually, let's do this over here. And here we are. Let's do this. Make this a little bit smaller and bring this over this way so you can see. And I'm going to crop this in. Cool. All right. Okay. So the first channel is the microphone. If I'm going to click on that again, We can set the gain. I'm going to eventually move that over. You can see that the device input, so you have your gain for the microphone, and then you can also choose your output for your headphones. So, you know, depending on how loud you really want to hear yourself, very similar to the knob on the Rodecaster Pro, you can set that according to your likes. And then the mix between, what's the mix that you want between your microphone and the computer sounds? Some people don't want to hear themselves as loud as the computer, so they may lower that, or if they want it to be matched. So this setting here says mic 0%, pre-C 100%. So what this is saying right here, the way this is set up, I guess by default, is that the mic is not going to be, I won't be able to hear myself at all. I'll be able to hear the computer 100%. I do like to hear myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 50-50. I want to hear myself 50%. I want to hear the computer 50%. The default, we got -16 dB. I'm going to leave that for right now. And then, yeah, Melanie, that's probably what it is, because I have the software and I'm just using just the XLR instead of the computer, their microphone. So we will see that up. Let's see. Thank you, Paul. Just coming back. Hi, Gretchen. How are you? Thank you for coming through. All right, so let's go back. Let's drop this back up again. And then, so let me see. So we have some audio enhancements and color settings. Cool, cool, cool. So now we have the audio settings. If you do want a low cut filter, 80 Hertz or 120 Hertz, or if you want to have it off, I struggle because you guys can usually hear my central AC since I'm in the basement. I don't know if I should keep 120. I usually keep it at the lower of the two. I never turn it off because I need to have those sounds definitely try to be removed as much as possible. Clip guard, I am a very loud Latina, so clip guard I am going to keep on. That's so that it keeps the levels, it maxes out for you. So usually for gamers, right? And if you're raging, you're playing Call of Duty, there's somebody who's camping and he keeps killing you every time you respawn. And you're like, stop camping. I know this from firsthand experience. That is literally what happens. And sometimes you just want to chuck your joystick across the screen. You absolutely, if you rage while playing video games, you absolutely want to make sure you have your clip guard on, because you don't want to kill your audience. Show the clip guard indicator. Clip guard is live. Melanie, what are you doing yelling? I want to know how have you used the clip guard? I'm sure it wasn't in the way I just described it playing, unless you play Call of Duty. Maybe you do. I love Call of Duty. That is my pastime when I need to alleviate some stress from work. All right. And then some settings where you can customize. So the general color. And if we take a look at, you can see here, so that's like the purple. You can change that stuff. So if I just come back, oh wait, let's go bring that back up. If I just come back, you can see the general color, the mute color, and the gain reduction color. So if I wanted to change this maybe to like a yellowish color, hit OK. And now that changed. That's actually pretty cool to customize it. Mute, I do like that red. And then the gain reduction, I'm going to leave it. Save settings. I'm not going to save this. I mean, because then, you know, I have to send this back to Dr. Elo and he's going to be like, what did you do to my thing? I don't want to save it to the hardware because I don't want to overwrite any of his settings. So, let me see. So for a dynamic microphone, I'm just trying to think. Usually, testing 1 2. I know you guys can't hear me, but I'm just trying to keep an eye out for the levels. Usually for dynamic microphones, the MV7, I'm about 40. We will switch it, but I want to go through everything first with the software, and then I'm going to switch my headphones and switch the input and Ecamm and stuff for us to hear the difference. Testing 1 2 1 2. What is going on? All right, so I'm going to leave it at 40 for now. All right. So that is everything there for that one. That's your general, your device. Yep, I'm going to leave all the settings there. All right. So if I wanted to add an audio input, So this is, for me, kind of reminiscent to the to using loopback software, right? So you're going to select your audio sources with loopback, and, you know, if you don't have a Rodecaster Pro or anything like that and you want to bring in audio sources from different places, it's very similar where you click on add a new source and you're going to select the application, right? So for now, we're going to do Epidemic Sound. I am going to do Stream Deck audio because I do have Stream Deck. And let me see, I'm not going to go too crazy. Let's just do Google Chrome for now. All right, cool. I'm so dang hyper. I get all passionate and jazzed up. I hear that. Listen, you're talking to the Puerto Rican from New York. It's like, listen, let's get it cracking. Yeah. So I 100% can relate to that. All right, so let's go to customizing these. So for Epidemic Sounds, and I do have Epidemic here, I downloaded the mobile app. So don't forget, guys, if you are on an M1 or now M2 computer, you have the ability to download any iOS application to your computer. So Epidemic Sounds a few months ago came out with the iOS app. And because I have the M1 Mac Mini, what I did was I downloaded the app so I can control everything instead of having it from the browser. I can control everything directly from the app, and it shows up cool as a pretty cool screen overlay. So we are going to set up, let's just click on this. Let's see what this looks like. Anything else here? So nothing else in terms of audio input. You have some, if you wanted to switch that, all right, you can change the name. And then here, down here, right, you have your headphones, and then you have like the stream itself. So this is the volume of each. So if I didn't want it to be the headphones that loud here, and then I definitely, when we start playing music, I definitely don't want it to be coming in to you guys at 100%. So what I'm going to do is, for now, I'm going to test this at probably 25%. The Stream Deck audio is the same thing. Those, you guys know that originally I was downloading music from the Stream Deck store. That's also royalty-free music in the Stream Deck plugin store. Very similar to Epidemic Sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to match these levels here. So 50... music, same thing. We'll do 25%. Google Chrome, 50. And then I'm going to just match all of these here, 25%. Because, yeah, and then what we'll do is we'll open up a window in Google Chrome for Epidemic Sound. I'll log in so I don't have to worry about copyright strikes, and we'll test the music across all the way. So, you know what? James, so James, just so you know, I don't think first of all, I'm so mad you came back to the stream and that's what you're doing. You're doing I don't have a command call Weed Man. And I do need an Epidemic affiliate link. Paul, put your affiliate link there because I have not signed up for it yet. So you can put yours. Yes, Melanie, exactly. I did turn them off because everybody was causing trouble. All right, so what we're going to do is, hi, Pirate Broadcast. We are going to, let's see. All right, so for now, those are the 4 things that I want to bring in. Let's see, what else? All right, so I'm going to hit next. Okay, setup is complete. That was, so I don't know, and call me picky, call me finicky, that's okay. I don't like that there weren't any like prompts. Like it was just visuals, but I'm a person that I like to like read. I need like instructions. So it literally took us from page to page just with visuals. But I just think about it from a perspective. I'm a live streamer. I have the Rodecaster Pro, so I can understand what it's asking. For someone who's a complete beginner, I don't know. I think that that's kind of, I don't think that that's good. Yeah, I gotta be honest. All right, so you can see here, what do we have? Monitor mix, the stream output here. So the levels, it's definitely catching my levels. We're good to go. All right. So I haven't switched it yet because I want to see, right? For a new user, that was not, thank you, Melanie. It was not, someone, think about it. For those of us that coach other people, we're trying to help people, present themselves better, level up in Zoom or start live streaming or start creating some sort of content. The Wave XLR is a great alternative for you to get your XLR microphone, for you to get some sound effects and things like that. But for someone who's not at all tech savvy, the fact that there were no prompts I am a little mind blown. I'm like, because even me, I was like, wait a minute, what do you search? What do you do here? I don't understand. That's interesting. Right, exactly. That's what I was going to say the same exact thing. You would literally have to, someone like me, what I would have done is I would have had a Chrome window up with YouTube and then the Wavelink software side by side, and then just kind of pausing, listening to it, pausing, and then setting up the Wavelink. And that's not user friendly. Anyway, what is going on? Lewis was cracking. How are you? Thank you for coming through. All right, so we can see as I'm talking, the microphone levels are being read. Let's see, let's bring stream beats. So what I'm gonna do is, I just wanna see if the levels, if it's catching the levels first before I switch everything over. Okay, so I hit play on my stream beats and you can see Epidemic Sound is coming in. Cool. You can see that it's kind of loud. That's why I lowered it, because if you check out the levels, over here, it definitely hits the top. So let's pause that. I have music on my stream deck. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna yell at Koa is what I'm actually gonna do, because she's bothering Tyler. So let's see, I'm pressing on the stream deck. Okay, it's recognizing so that the levels are being read on the stream deck there. Very cool, very cool. So I stopped that. And let me open up a Chrome window. Let me see. Can I bring Chrome? Nope. Hold. Oh, cool. All right. And what we are going to do is we're going to open up Epidemic Sound over here. I actually need to bring this to my first window. All right. Cool. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press any song. The music is playing. You can't see that. Let me just bring this. So now you can see on the bottom, it's playing. If I bring back, okay, and the Wave XLR is recognizing. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch. I'm going to minimize this. And I'm going to switch my headphones. Actually, let me see. So the mic should have shown up in Ecamm, Wavelink, Wavelink Stream, Wave XLR. All right. So let's see if this works. What do I want to do? I'm going to switch. I'm going to mute myself really quick. Hello. Okay. Can you guys hear me? I still can't hear myself. Not sure why. Let me see. Sparks line in the you know what? Paul, shut up. Can you hear me? Yes? No? Maybe so. It looks like Ecamm is seeing this. I think I have to change. Let's see. Okay, good. Thank you. So I'm gonna change the audio from Ecamm to Wave XLR because I still can't hear myself, which is now I'm feeling like it's an India thing. All right, so there's that. Let me change the speakers on my computer. Wave XLR. Hello? Can you guys still hear me? It looks like you can still. Okay. Oh, so there's this button. I can't hear myself at all. I'm not sure why. Hmm. So my headphones. So the other thing is that there's this button here, and it's like a touch. It's literally you tap it. You can't hear yourself until you turn your mic monitor mix on. It looks muted. So how do I turn that? Oh, I don't know how to turn that on. Nope. Hello. Oh, but I hear an echo now. So I hear myself. Thank you, Melanie. Interesting. So I definitely hear myself, but I am hearing like a. Let me see. Hello, hello, hello. Nope. Did you plug your headphones? I did. I did plug it into the Wave XLR. Keep the mic monitor mix muted. Which one? Down here? Okay. Hello. Nope. Maybe. Hello. No. All right. So the other thing is that I know I sound kind of low. So I'm going to bring this up. This sounds definitely better. I am hearing myself with a bad echo. I'm not going to mess around too much with it. But let me bring this over a little bit more. Okay. So the levels right now, I'm at 45. I think I sound okay with this microphone on 45. Let me see. What if I do? I'm trying to figure. It's like a delay that I'm hearing. That's fine. I will figure that out. But what I do want to do is, so now we're good to go. We have audio. The audio is working pretty good at the levels that we're at. And so let's test the other audios. So thanks, David. What is cracking? And then David says, I'd love to interview you for my channel. I have a finance channel. David, send me a message because I can talk mortgages and all that good stuff all day. It's only in my head. You know what, Paul? Leave me alone. Let me move this over so you can see that there. All right, so I want to let me see. Hello, hello. Oh, okay, so let me move this. So we have some buttons so you can see there is a microphone, headphones, and then mix. Do I need to? Hello. Nope. That muted my headphones altogether. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Oh, there you go. All right. I don't know. I did something. All I did was turn the knob down, and now I can hear myself the way I'm supposed to hear myself. The delay. Okay, wait. The delay is because you're listening via the mic monitor and the headphones. It's hard to explain. I think so. As soon as your comment came up, I probably realized what it was. So, all right. So you have your microphone, you have your headphones, and then you have your mix, I'm assuming, there. And all I did was, it was actually over here, the volume. And if I start, you can see the knob over here. That's where I definitely start to hear the whatever that is myself and listening volume down on the XLR. So now I'm going to bring that down and it's exactly what it's supposed to be. I'm hearing, I think so. So let's play music because I'm just hearing. All right, cool. Good, good. The latency, you know, it's so funny when your YouTube community is trying to help you or talk to you and you're like trying to figure it out and you have to wait for that 10, 15, 20-second delay. I think that that's the funniest thing. All right, cool. So it looks like I got that. So let me bring this Stream Beats app up and I'm going to hit play. Okay, but I can't hear that. Why can't I hear that? No. Are you guys hearing the music? The music is playing and Ecamm, it looks like, yeah, Ecamm is hearing it. Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, if you want to come on, you can come on. Yes. I am totally down for that. That'll be fun. I'm sure the community will enjoy it as well. So let me pause this. Here's this. Okay, good. You hear the music. And let me send you a link. All right, there is my link. It's indiad.live/join. And let's bring this back. Hey, K-Walk, how was dinner? Let me make sure my interview mode is on. My interview mode is, in fact, on. All right, so you guys can hear the music, but something that I did, I'm not hearing the music. Hold on. Well, I stopped the music. That's why now you can't hear it. Oh. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm just pressing these buttons over here, trying to see what's what. So now I can hear. Okay, very cool. I'll keep messing around with it in the interim. All right. Okay. How's this? Hello, hello. All right. Oh, I figured it out. I think I figured it out. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let me pause this. Okay. All right. Okay. It's interesting. It's definitely not for the faint of heart, honestly. What I want to do is come over here and we can test out 10 guests. I mean, you know. All right, hold on. Let me come over this way. Actually, I know what I want to do is we're going to come over here. And since Melanie is going to come on, we're going to do a screen share with 2 guests. And I'm going to change this. Cool. Perfect. And then that will be for Melanie when she comes. Gonna have me rename the Tuesday stream to the gas show. All right, so let's go back into this. So what was happening from what I see so far with the Wave XLR, let's go to general headphone jack. Oh, is that why? That might be why Dr. Elo. Interesting. Maybe because Dr. Elo had it before where he had this over here at 100% mic mix and PC mix. And I changed it down to 50-50. So 50% mic, and I'm going to bring this up. Okay, that's much better for me. Bringing the volumes up. Okay, so maybe -5. Yeah, I like good. This is good. I tend to say that I'm a little deaf. All right, so this is for me with where I'm at. So the mic slash, I feel like that's also has something to do with it. You have your mic sound and your PC. Dr. Elo had it. You know what? you know what? Dr. Elo had it where the PC mix was at 100%. Let me bring this over here. And so I changed that. Go back. I feel like this is a part of it, this headphone jack and the main PC mix, right? So you have that option there. And let me just come back. All right. Okay. And then what I did was, so the headphones, you can see over here, the headphones, now I have it on all the way down. My power's only reached, you guys are funny. Let me see. Stream, mix, output, select wave link. Okay, so here, and that's what I did in Ecamm. So the stream mix, so basically what this does is, let me bring this over a little bit more, cool, and do this way. So basically what this does down here, the stream mix, oh, and I can bring it up just so you guys can see. This tells you select wave link stream as the audio source in your favorite streaming software. And so that's what I did. I went into Ecamm and Wavelink Stream showed up as a microphone. And so that makes sense why you would do that, because what this software here is, it's very similar to, it's like a digital Rodecaster Pro. What this software here does is that this is the Wavelink Stream output. So depending on what you have as your sources here, this is what will go into where, I use Ecamm. This is what goes into Ecamm or your streaming software. K-Walk says, I know I missed, but is this the Elgato software or the Rode software? This is the Elgato software. So this is setting it up for the Wavelink XLR. This is called the Wave XLR. This is called the Wavelink software. And so basically, you see I have 4 inputs here. If I wanted to add a 5th input, hey girl, hey, how you doing? Sexy mamacita, don't be distracting me. So if I wanted to bring in a 5th source, right, we can do that. Now, K-Walk, so check this out. So you can see over here, I hit the plus sign, right? And once I hit the plus sign, this small box opens up and then you can choose. So if I wanted to do kind of what Doc has been doing, where if some of you guys were in Discord and some of you guys were, and I wanted to bring the Discord audio in, then that's this right here, right? You can see it says Discord. If I didn't want to bring any of those in, then interesting. Oh, Finder. That's what I'm like. What's happening with Finder? Oh, no, not Finder. Oh, you can't remove image. All right. So what I feel like is that in order to, so what I was going to do is I was going to bring in, let's say, Apple Music, right? And so that's not showing up here as a source. With Loopback software, you can actually search for whatever application you want. And I thought that would have that here, and it doesn't look like it. And these apps are the apps that I have running right now. So let me see if I open up Apple Music. Give it a second. And I think I actually have some of the songs that I did. Here, it should be my songs. Yep. Okay. So, all right. So I just want to make sure so that I don't have to worry about copyright strikes. So if we go back and we click on add an input, boom. So that is correct. So you have to make sure that whatever you want to use as an input source, that application is open, and then the Wavelink will see it. So you saw previously the Wavelink did not see it. I opened up Apple Music and it did see it. No worries. Whenever you're ready. I think I figured it out, but it'll be good to hear your feedback and your point of view. All right, so let's go back. I'm going to now add music. All right, cool. So now we have Apple Music connected. I'm going to lower the headphones because I feel like that's what I did wrong until Melanie comes on and it helps me. And now what I'm going to do is, what do I have? I guess anything. Oh, I did this for Vlogmas. What is this? Oh, that's not playing. Interesting. So you guys, we aren't hearing that. Okay, now it looks like it's kind of playing the music. So how about, I do have, let me lower this. Okay. Okay, there you go. So now, yeah, I had the Apple Music volume down and I raised the Apple Music volume up and now I'm hearing it. You guys should be hearing it. We should be good to go. That's cool. Oh, got it. Okay, I got it. This is actually pretty cool. Okay. Listen, I don't like that there aren't any instructions. I don't like that. And I know that Elgato, like they have such a huge community and everyone does videos. Elgato, Steggy from Elgato. I love me some Steggy from Elgato, right? Steggy's great. The videos that they have are great. But I shouldn't, as much as I love, listen, I'm a YouTuber, right? I'm a content creator. As much as I love watching videos, I want to, especially when it's a software application like this, I'm used to getting, you open up the software and the software giving you step-by-steps on this page where I can read it. And maybe even, you know, I'm sure you guys have seen some software programs where they even show you there's an on-screen little video of what to choose and an what is it? Why am I being so Puerto Rican today and not understanding and not speaking English properly? Explanation. Wow. On what you can do. So I points get taken away from Elgato for that. What is going on, Vicious Tech? What is cracking? How are you? I don't have my sound effects right now. Oh, I do. Do I have it on my Stream Deck? I don't know. But I'm seeing that it is. And right, so this is coming from a techie person who does all of this kind of stuff. I know how to use loopback, right? People, that is something that is challenging for people. I know how to use loopback. I know how to get loopback set up. I help people set up loopback, and I'm having a hard time coping with this right now, figuring it out. Okay, so let's go back. Yes, Christmas, you like that? I did do this. So Gretchen, just so you know, I actually created this song in Logic myself. So this is actually a song I personally did for Vlogmas 2020. And this used to be the background music. Okay. So, and if I want to bring the volume down from here. So, is that working for you guys? Let me move this over really quick. I don't know. Did the music get lower for you guys? Let me know if the music got lower for you guys. It doesn't look like the music got lower. I feel like you guys are still getting it. It's lower? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. So I still have it. And the reason why, let me match these guys. Okay. The reason why, what is cracking? Michelle, what's popping? Okay, so the reason why I wanted to show you guys that because I was trying to figure out this button over here, right? This little parentheses, open parentheses, close parentheses, right? And if you click on it, they're now linked, right? So if I make that a little bit bigger, you can see that there's a line in between. So I was trying to figure out what that does. And what that does is that once you So for everything else, you can see here, these are not linked with the exception of that one. And what this means is that this is actually linking both your headphones output and your stream output. So now, if you can see over here, if I just bring one up, this is going to bring them both up at the same time, right? So it's going to match it. So if you want to, you can see now, right, as I go through it, we're at, no, I can't do that. 50%. You guys are hearing the music at 50%. And I'm hearing it in my headphones at 50%. If I didn't want that and I want to control them independently, then I'm going to leave my headphones at 50%, but I'm going to bring this down for you guys. Right? So as I bring this down, the headphones, the music is still coming to me at 50%, but the volume should be very low for you guys, right? And so I do like that. I do like the ability to link. And what's cool as well is that you can also link them. They don't have to be linked at the same. Yeah, Gretchen, right. This is cool. This is actually really cool, especially if you don't have a Rodecaster. So here's the thing. Let me pause the music really quick. All right, cool. I paused it. So I've been wanting to get this. I didn't want to pay full price, so I've been like waiting for it to come up on like a used one on Facebook Marketplace. I even asked Dr. Elo, I was like, dude, sell me yours, because I knew he got the Rodecaster Pro 2 and he loves the Rodecaster Pro 2. And he was like, no, absolutely not. I'll let you borrow it. So he did. He was so gracious. This is Dr. Elo's XLR that I'm using. He mailed it to me. He was so sweet. He mailed it in like bubble wrap. He was so cute. But I have been thinking about adding this. And Paul, I did see that Paul gave the warning somewhere. If I type in warning, I should have favorited that. I need to do that as like an overlay, Paul, just to have, you know, permanently. Warning. Viewing this stream is at your own risk. India, her subsidiaries, or her mods are not responsible for any negative impact on your net worth. Warning. I would have put the sound effects on if I had my Rodecaster connected. But I've been wanting to buy this for when I travel back and forth, right? So like Angie's house, or if I did some sort of stream that I wasn't home, for this to be as, let's just come over here and change this. Let me see, what do we got? For this to be as small as it is, right? Ay, coño. You guys scared me. For this to be as, it's back. It's just that I do cooldown periods, K-Walk, because you guys drive me crazy. For this to be as small as this is, and if it is just a one person, and if you can learn the software itself, it's super powerful. And so I'm learning this on the fly with you guys, and I thought it was important to learn it on the fly to really talk about some of the pros and cons, the way we have it, right? And then for you guys to get that real world experience from, this is pretty much like an unboxing. Vicious Tech says, if you have limited desk space, the Wave XLR is great if you are using an XLR mic. Yes, absolutely. Melanie, it's not, or is it saying that it's dialing in? It's not dialing in on my end. Let me turn mode off. All right, I'm going to turn it back on. I just turned interview mode on. There you go. That was so weird. Hold on one second. There you go. What is cracking? Espérate un momento, por favor. Let's make you the guest one, and we're going to assign you guest one. All right. Hey, girl. Hey. How are you? Oh, I can't.
I was muted. Sorry.
There. I was going to say, am I really? You were about to stress me out, Melanie. Don't do that.
I could mess with you so bad right now, like so hardcore.
Yeah, you really could have. What is cracking, man?
Right. So you did basically figure it out, but
I did.
It is quirky, and I am 100% with you that some like UI prompts would be a game changer.
Right? Like we're tech people, right? And this is what we do. Like I said, I think about it from someone, or even I don't know, even gamers. Like it's like, what is
Yeah.
this? Why should I have to watch so many videos?
Here's what's interesting about it. I feel like they built it to basically, be a software version of all these hardware things that techie
Right.
people are used to, but it's
Right.
not exact same thing. So I mean, and that you can lock the ratios. So you have your monitor mix and you have your audience mix for each
Right.
one. So for example, if you don't want to listen to the music at all, but you want your audience to hear music, you
Right.
can mute it in your ears, but you can change the levels, but you can lock those too, which is actually, I think Harris Heller likes to say they did that because of his suggestion. He says that all the time. But
Really?
yeah, oh yeah, it's very confusing. So like that whole like delay you were hearing. So just so everybody understands, for those non-techie people, because personally, I'm techie. I'm like I don't know what I would call myself. I explore. That's what I do.
Right.
So I figure
Right.
stuff out.
Yeah.
So what it is that, you have your headphones
Right.
plugged into somewhere where you're listening.
Yeah.
The best place to plug it into is right in the mic, or in your case, into that Wave XLR, because you're going to hear the real-time monitoring, right?
Yep.
But when you have the monitoring on inside the Wavelink app as well, it's going to be a delay because there's a latency, because it's going through the computer coming out.
Right.
And so when you have both on, you hear yourself twice, which is
right.
Or you hear yourself in your brain, and then you hear yourself later in your, anyway, you got that figured out. So yeah, that is definitely confusing as well. That threw me off big time.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was like, and I still don't like, obviously I figured it. I lowered the headphones down right under Wave XLR. I'm assuming because it works now the way it should.
You can also mute it. So you down where that headphone, see where the headphone symbol is? You can just click that.
Okay. Okay, got it.
So what's happening right here is that, yes, so you have coming into the Wavelink app, the microphone via the XLR device. Okay,
right.
So it's coming in. So if you have your headphones plugged into the device as well, and you are listening through the device, which you are, you figured out how to change the ratio on the device, then you would always want that monitor mix for the mic itself muted, just like you have it there. It's confusing because you have a full stream monitor mix too, which is what's down below.
Right.
So it's exactly. I was like the monitor mix, not the whole. And then, you can obviously hear your own version of your own mix, but then you can hear the stream version if you click on that ear down in the far right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So click that.
Let me see. Okay. Oh, see, but that creates the echo thing for me again. Yes.
Okay, so it creates the echo because, it will create the echo. Yeah. You're right. Because you're speaking and you're hearing it.
Right.
Like, right? It's a delay because you're hearing the stream.
Right. It's a latency. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So I hear what the stream is hearing, which is me, myself, but then it does basically what I was trying to avoid prior. Yeah.
Yes.
100%. And then you were saying, okay, so locking it, I'm assuming, because that's what I figured out when you were dialing in, is what these links are, right? Up on top.
Yes. Yeah. So for example, if you click on that and lock it, so when you drag if you drag the left one, it's going to move
at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I was saying, literally, as you dialed in. So depending on how you want it, right? So like with this, if I wanted the Apple Music, let's say probably to be maybe a little bit, well, no, I would say if I wanted the background music a little bit lower, but if I wanted to hear it, so I can see that with a gamer, right? If the gamer wanted to hear the music louder because they're getting in the zone, they're going to put the music louder, but then they don't want to blast the people who are watching out. So they'll put it where it's going out to the stream lower. That's the only time I can really see that, because for us, I don't want to hear my music louder, because then I feel like I'm going to be screaming over the music, talking to you guys.
There's a guy camping out trying to kill you all the time.
Right.
So you might want your audience to hear music while they watch you game, but you want to hear the game so that you can hear what's going on.
That's true too, right?
So you have Discord chat. I don't actually stream games, but I watch all.
I was going to say, how did you know that, Melanie? Because that's so true. Because sometimes I need to have it super loud if you want to hear footsteps. It's true, because then so it's the other way around if you're camping and you want to hear footsteps. You need to hear. That's so funny that you knew that. I was like, oh, she knows about games.
Hey, I learned something new tonight. The term camping is apparently when people are just being jerks in a game, hiding just to shoot people.
Yes, do not camp. Absolutely. We will fight if you are camping.
I only know this because I watch so many stinking videos on all this stuff, and it's like a lot of. So, for example, I love Harris Heller. You know, I love his stuff. I've learned so much from his stuff, and he talks a lot about stuff too. So there we go. Visual Tech. Keep my monitor.
He keeps his monitor mix lower than the stream output. Yeah. So that's, you know, and I think that it depends on your preference. Go ahead.
I agree. One thing I noticed with you, and it happened with me. So, you know, you mentioned that you noticed when I was doing Luria's takeover the week before you did, you noticed I'm using this.
Yep.
Sorry, I think I hear my kids' TV upstairs.
No, I actually can't. No, you're good.
This thing is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
This USB mic, if he just wants to keep things simple, this is like the best USB mic in my opinion. Anyway, but you're right. It's like a fluid inside a piece of plastic. But so one of the things that I noticed, because I used to use the Shure as well. Yeah. And with the Wave application. And one of the things that was happening all the time is that it was like, I don't know if it's like a wavelength issue or if it was like my focus got wonky. I'm not sure. But anyway, whenever I would do certain things, and I have people are like, oh, it's a resource issue. I'm like, it better not be, because I spent way too much money on this computer. And when I'm looking at everything shows me it shouldn't be a problem. It would get like, my voice would change to like a robot. Now, I did notice that when you clicked on the stream output, when you were clicking around, it clipped. It was weird.
I caught that. I think that that has to be a Wave. That's the app. That's something with the software when it's changing. So when you told me to check out to put the ear by the stream mix, I'm going to do it again. It did. I heard the click as soon as it switched over. And now
you are frozen now.
Yeah, I was going to say, and now it froze. Yeah. So it's definitely something with, and it can't be, like you said, it can't be resources, because I have the M1 Mac Mini and it can handle all of that stuff. So it's not, but it's something with the software that it doesn't like when it's switching in between. Yeah.
It's interesting because it became such a, because I do a lot of screen sharing and I do a lot of that stuff. And I was like, I can't rely on it. It was happening too often. In the important situations. And so I just went ahead and pulled my Shure is in the closet right now. So, but this thing sounds amazing. It's an awesome mic. And
so that's interesting. So you're saying that it doesn't do it so it was only doing it with this microphone, and that's so weird.
Well, and you have the same one I have. Yeah, we have the same one, the same Shure. So I always get them mixed up. The Shure MV7 versus it's the
SM7B.
Yeah. You have the MV7 now.
Right.
I've thought about testing it. I have like an old Rode pod mic in my closet too that I never ever did end up using. But there's the plosives are too bad on it. But anyway.
Yeah.
So I thought about taking that out and testing it and seeing if it does the same thing.
Yeah.
Paul says it causes you to buffer. I love it when we have Paul in our back pocket, because
he's the best. He's the absolute best. He keeps me on track, and I'm like, well, so what I wanted to do, that's why I brought out the second XLR, because I also wanted to see what the sound difference is with putting mine on. So now that we're talking about it, let me try that right now. Hold on one second. So I'm going to unmute or take out the cable from my Lewitt. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute sometimes, because it does do wonky things. I'm going to mute myself in Ecamm. 1 second, guys.
Yep. I would sing for everyone, but I can't sing, so. See, this is cool. So I'm talking while you're doing all that, but.
Okay. So, there you go. So I needed to turn on phantom power, and then the volume was usually, with this microphone, I'm usually on the Rodecaster Pro, I'm about 28. I'm anywhere from 20, let me see, I think 30. Yeah, 30 is okay. So I turned on my phantom power. 30 seems to be all right for now. And so now we have it on the Lewitt. And let me see. Let me click on that stream, the button, the monitor mix thing. Let's see. All right. Okay. It didn't do it, did it?
It did it.
Oh, let me click it back.
Yeah.
And it didn't do that buffer thing neither. That is so interesting. So it's a
Definitely a
Shure.
bug in the app. Maybe.
Or so it's either a Shure or it's a dynamic microphone.
That, or it could just be something with the XLR, because I have never had a problem with any of my other mics other than, well, I only have I haven't tested it with the pod mic, but I could test it with the pod mic sometime. But I ran into issues with it, and I just feel like, it's kind of one of the things where, here's the deal. The Wavelink app is freaking awesome. It's so cool. If you, first of all, if you have an XLR microphone or you want to get one, it is definitely a cost-effective way to go with the Wave XLR, a basic, XLR mic. And you have this application that will do much of what hard pieces of hardware we're used to spending a bunch of money on will do. The other option too, India, is for somebody to just go hook themselves up with one of these Elgato USB mics, the Wave 1 or the Wave 3. It comes with the application as well. One thing I did notice, now I haven't used Wavelink in a while, but all those settings you had, the color and also the whole, that's all unique to Wave XLR, I think. So when you're using the Wave XLR, you do get some other features that come with it.
Yeah, so you have your audio enhancements, which are, the audio enhancement, I'm assuming, should be there because you said with the clip guard, you used a clip guard, right?
Yep, clip guard is there. There definitely were some, I do think they added some of the extra audio enhancements, but clip guard was actually one of their main selling features when they first came out with the app, was this clip guard feature. And it really does work. Like I mean, I'm like you, I get all hyper and crazy, and I should fasten the thread, and it doesn't do it, so.
Very cool. And then the wave gain lock, do you know what? Look, some applications automatically adjust your Wave's device's gain. Enable wave gain lock to prevent this behavior. All right.
So for example, I run into this right now when I'm in a Microsoft Teams meeting. For whatever reason, Teams will make my mic go, I'll look down and it is like almost maxed out. If I were using the Wavelink app and I was using the Wavelink stream as my mic input into Teams, and I had that checked, that would not happen. So
that makes sense.
It doesn't allow.
I noticed
the streaming application will automatically adjust your volume too. So
and I noticed it when I had the Shure, when I initially increased the volume, and then like 10 minutes later or whatever, when I actually switched everything over, it actually brought the volume down. So I noticed that it did it on its own. So that's cool to know there. And then I do like the save settings to hardware, where then it keeps it there. I'm not going to do that, like I said, because I have to send it back to Dr. Elo, and I don't want to, he's going to be like, what'd you do to my Wave?
Elo wouldn't care.
No, he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care.
He'd do a whole stream about fixing the device.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was reading I was reading this one right here, actually, when he talks about, I had my mic as one input, my software muted. They now have, they actually now do have, what are they called? Shoot. You can actually add.
What, the VSTs or something?
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. VSTs.
Your weight.
Yeah. So I wanted to mess with that. How do you do that? That's what I was trying to figure out next. How do you do that? What do we do?
Do you have VSTs on your computer?
Do I have what?
Do you already have VSTs installed?
No.
Somewhere? So I think the way it works, my understanding, and somebody in the comments can chime in, but like the way I understand it is you can basically download VSTs. They're like plugins, essentially, for audio. And when you have them, then when you can now add those VSTs, which are essentially like profiles for your voice.
I
mean, that's how I understand it. And so you can actually add them. So I think if you go to the drop down in the mic, I feel like that's where it is. Maybe go there. Do you see?
No, I didn't see it anywhere.
I wonder if that's okay. If you, I'm sitting here with my mouse, like trying to click on your Wavelink app.
Good job. So let me see. Let me go back. Lewis did ask, Mr. Camera Junkie did say, is this on your Mac or Windows computer? This is on my Mac, Luis. My Windows computer is a bank computer. I can't do anything to it. And then David Hunt. What is cracking, David? David says, do you like it better than the Rodecaster Pro? So you know what's so funny, Melanie? The complaints that I had about like the Hey. Koa apparently had the same complaints. The complaints that I had initially about setting this up when the Rodecaster Pro 2 came out, it looks very similar, but a lot of us were having issues trying to figure out what was what. What's the matter? Mm-hmm. She's barking at something. I'm like, what's wrong? Why are you down here? She never barks. Like, never barks. But the Rodecaster Pro, it was the same thing. It was very, like, it was not working. We were all trying to figure it out. It was me, Doc, Paul, Lewis. We were all in like a private Discord just trying to test out the different settings. So right before you came on, I was cracking a joke because the knob on the instruction manual, Rode calls their volume knob a rotary encoder. And so I'm like, what is a rotary encoder? Right. Like Paul was reading me the instructions because we were trying to figure it out. And Paul was reading me the instructions and he's like, India, it says to turn. And I'm like, Paul, what is a rotary encoder knob? Yes.
Yeah.
And then we figured it out that it's a volume knob.
I will say, like, user experience is a huge piece when it comes to these applications and any of them. I mean, whether it's Cam or StreamYard or Restream or any of them, the user experience is key. I mean, it's so important. And some people enjoy that. I think it was Gretchen who had said, some people enjoy that process, that adventure of like tinkering and figuring stuff out, which is totally fine. And some people get totally overwhelmed. I remember years ago, like installing vMix because I was watching Luria and I was like, I want to be like Luria.
Right.
Do that. I installed vMix. And I was like, what is
happening?
Like, no, what in the heck is this? I'm not trying to make some like broadcast production here. But anyway, so I leaned towards a different direction, but like, you do learn this stuff over time. And so like, I definitely always tell people don't give up, but I agree. There can be, like some of these applications, you install something, it like prompts you through everything. It takes you on a tour.
Right. Exactly that. It takes you on a tour. It shows you, it clicks, the little mouse, you can see the cursor. It tells you click here. It gives you options, right? And I like go through it and I'm like, okay, here. I'm like, why? I don't understand.
It's even harder. India, here's what's crazy. So you're on a Mac and I'm on, I use a PC. Okay. That's a whole nother conversation.
Right. Exactly.
I'm 41 years old, almost 42, and I'm like, I'm probably not going to change to a Mac at this stage of my life. Like, I'm trying to keep things simple.
Right.
But but there are a lot of things I know, and I can see it about Macs that are easy. This is even more complicated on a PC because on a PC, I have to go into my Windows audio settings.
I have seen like articles. Yeah, I have seen, because when I was trying to figure out something else and then this came up, and I've seen like videos where it's like, oh, you know how they're like, you're having issues with your XLR, you have to go into the settings. And I'm like, what the hell? Why? Yeah. That's not user friendly.
No, and it's not, especially if you, like, even me, I'm like, what? I didn't even know there were all these different options to change where my audio from Chrome is routing to what. Like, I had no idea. So, the other thing that'll happen is a lot of times and this is interesting because I actually don't use the Wavelink anymore. I ended up, I'm giving the Beacon Mix Create a try, which is PC on right now. So you can play with that. But there are good and bad things about that too. But one of the things that drove me nuts about the Wavelink app was, and it probably won't do it to you on a Mac, but it does do it to PC users, where I'll open up another application and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't have any audio. And it's like, I have to like open up Wavelink really fast and I have to like, and when you're like, moving around and doing stuff, or I'd be like, why can't I hear YouTube right now? What's going on? Why is this not working? It's like, it would almost like, it's almost like it doesn't just want to just maintain the settings.
Like be the default. Right.
Yeah, so it's always being wonky. And so one of the things that's really cool about the Beacon Mix Create or the Beacon Mix is that you can just push a button and it will toggle the mix. Like you can have your speakers, because you don't always want to have listening through a mic. If you're just working, you want to listen through your speakers. And it was so much easier to just, you can literally have two options. And so that was actually a really, really cool thing. Whereas this, you have to open the app, click on the thing to change it. Whereas on Beacon Mix Create, it's just so much easier. But very similar applications. Obviously, the Beacon Mix Create people took the concept that Elgato created, they took it a step further, made a few extra bells and whistles with it, and then they added a piece of hardware to go with it. So,
interesting.
Are you familiar with it?
I've seen it. So Alec Johnson did it, and I think you were also talking about it, and I've seen it when it first launched. Harris Heller, I think also when it first came out a few months ago, he talked about it. So I have seen it.
It's definitely it still has some bugs, but it takes what Elgato's done and it takes it a step further. It takes it a few steps further. You can even save different profiles for different settings that you want. So
nice.
It's definitely pretty cool, but yeah.
Nice.
David says, I thought the Wave XLR was only on the PC, but that is not the case.
That is not the case. No.
Yep. Right now.
Yep, it is definitely. And so that was the other thing that I wanted to look at as well. And Melanie, you can hang out with me. I don't, but if you want to, like, if I'm boring you.
Do you feel like you have the tour figured out? Oh, yeah, the stream.
Yeah, so I do have that. So I do. So the other thing, what I did want to look at, and I don't. Oh, I pressed a mute button. Okay. See, I did. Yeah. So hold on. Let me close that. Let me bring in a camera overlay really quick. So we can look at this, because what I did was I picked it up. Hold on.
I was trying to think. I feel like there was another quirk I was going to tell you about, because there are like a lot of quirks that you don't really discover them until you run into them, basically. I don't remember.
And so what I did was I picked it up, and there's this, like, it's weird because it says mute here, right? But it's not a button. It's hard. You wouldn't, but I don't know. It's touch sensitive. And as soon as I press it, does yours work like that too?
Yes, the USB has the exact same thing. Honestly, I love it, because sometimes I just like, and I don't have to, it's like a touch
cool.
sensor.
Well, it is cool, because then, the thought process is you're not hearing the button, right? So what else was like that? Shit, I don't know. But there are other ones that you can hear the button when you're pressing it. Yeah. And so that's really cool. The other thing, and then the lights, I'm going to mute myself again. Mm-hmm. And then the lights are cool. Okay, so now we have the mix, right? So it's on the mix there. You can see the volume, I guess, if I wanted to. Oh, so that's lowering it. Oh, that's backwards. That's weird.
So that's the mic side on the left then? Or the PC side on the left?
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what's what. Yeah. Okay.
Because on everything else, it'd be full PC PC, sorry. Full computer on the right, and then full mic on the left. I'm like you. I always do 50-50.
Yeah, okay. And so then I can press the button. Mm-hmm. And so it looks like now this is for the microphone, I'm assuming. So let me open up. What I want to do is I'm going to also open up the software. Let me come back.
And that's your gain. So when you turn that knob now, it's going to change your gain.
That's what I wanted to see. So if I turn the knob, that's pretty cool. That's pretty badass. I like that.
Yeah, and then next is your headphone. So then you click it again on headphone, which is what if you have headphones plugged into the Wave XLR, that's how you can adjust that volume, So the USB, the Wave 3, the USB mic has the same knob. It's just this little, it's tiny.
So the little baby. Yeah, it's a little baby knob. Yeah.
So small. It's like really little. It's right there. And it works the same way, the exact same way. It's like you click through and you go through each one of those exact same things.
Yep. Yeah. No. So that's so I like, that's actually pretty badass. Just being able to go in, and if I'm like, oh, you know what? I think I'm coming in a little bit too loud. I'm going to lower my mic volume, just to do it on the fly. For someone that doesn't need anything as technical as a Rodecaster Pro, like, this is pretty badass. Like, I do like it for the price point when you think about it, $150, and you're getting, and it's more, right? It's the hardware, but like you're saying, it's also the software that you're getting. Because like when I first started streaming, the first thing I said was, this is, bringing in these audio sources are reminiscent of like the loopback software. So loopback is, right, like you can bring in to have different audio sources. And so that's so cool to be able to do all of that. Because loopback, check this out. The software for loopback, we get an Ecamm discount, and they give us like, I think like $30 off. But I think loopback itself is $100, I think, $100 or $130.
I always thought it was free, because like Voice Meter for PCs is free, but then there's like Banana, whatever. But But so here's what's really cool about it too, India, is that, so obviously, you know, the Rodecaster, I don't own one, but I know that they are like the size of a freaking laptop, basically sitting on your desk. So if you're somebody who wants to take your stream on the go, like that fits in your hand. So you have that plus the application. So it makes mobile, like people who need to be mobile, like they need to grab their laptop, grab their stuff and be on the go. They don't want to lug that Rodecaster Pro around with them either. So it's great for people who aren't always stationary when it comes to their streams. And so that's another really, really cool feature about it too.
Right. No, definitely. What else? No, I like all of that stuff. Yeah, there's just so much. And then let me see. Nee said you can use audio plugins with the Wave XLR and get your mic dialed in, just like the Beacon mic. Yep. So that's what we were talking about. So I got to figure out the audio plugins. I got to test all of that stuff. Let me see.
Yeah, I haven't played with VSTs at all. That's beyond
a whole nother. Yeah,
on me right now.
So what's so interesting, so on my end, and no one else has said it, on my end, you are coming in like robot-y, but nobody else has said anything.
I wonder why.
Now, are you muted now? Did you mute yourself?
No, but hold on. Say something really quick.
Oh, no, you're coming in. So something happened on my end.
I wonder if...
I can't hear you, but I can see that you're talking.
I know why. I think I know why. Now, how does it sound?
Hold on, let me unplug my headphones.
Oh, check.
Yeah. So I've been having headphone issues.
Yeah.
And Paul is saying that you're fine. So something happened on my end.
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody else is hearing you. I stopped hearing you completely. And I don't know why. That's interesting.
Oh. Do you hear me now?
It's something with my computer, or it could be, and Paul is saying that you are completely fine. So there's something definitely on my end. I may have to boot you out because then I can't hear you. We can't talk.
That's all good because I think you got this covered. You got it. Now, I wanted to come on and I was going to be like, explain that monitor mix echoey thing, but you figured it out like while I was trying to figure out why my lights wouldn't come on. I was messing with my lights earlier.
Nothing changed. I didn't change anything on my end. Everything else is fine. Everything is literally the same.
Yes. Okay. So she's going to boot me. Everyone. Okay. Oh, yeah. She's going to boot me out.
Vicious Tech is saying that it's the Wavelink software. So what's interesting is I'm sure, well, I was also having issues on I'm going to leave it alone. All right. So, Melanie, we have to get together again. Thank you for coming through. I'm sorry that we can't officially say bye, and I don't want to rush you off, but you said bye to everybody else.
Everyone can hear me talk, but she can't hear me talk. So anyway,
I'm going to listen back to the replay to hear everything. I'll talk to you later. Bye. See you later. All right. So that's weird. And it's probably, you probably won't be able to hear anything from my browser. That's interesting. So I may have to let's try it out. So I do have Google. I did open up Google over here, right? Let me see. So let me play this really quick. Oh, you are 100% right. So Vicious Tech, I'm assuming you've had this issue before because I'm also not hearing it on the browser the way you said. So I'm not hearing the music. Clearly you guys are hearing the music. I see it there. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is then how about, so do you will a force restart? Let me quit this application. So I'm going to quit it and it's going to mute really quick. Okay, so I'm back. I restarted the Wavelink. If I hit play. Oh, I don't hear anything. I hear myself now. So let's see. If I go back to Apple Music. No. I don't even hear that on my end. That's so weird. It's definitely... No. So it's not the headphones. That's the weirdest thing, because it's not the headphones, because I hear myself through the headphones. It's none of those things, Nee. It just happened all of a sudden. And I hear a clicking on my end. Yeah, I have Wave XLR. That's on my end. And I can hear the mic. That's the thing, that I can hear myself in the mic. So it's not that the headphones aren't working. It's definitely something with the software itself. All right. So the other thing that I did want to look at was, and I'm glad this stuff happened, because, you know, we can look at it from a real world perspective of what, let me just bring this, close this for now. And there is a Stream Deck app or Stream Deck plugin. And I don't think I have it. If I can spell wave right. Nope. The clicking is Koa eating through something. Is that what that is? That's exactly. I don't know, she's acting all crazy now. She's behind me being silly. Let's see. All right. So let's just search. Thank you, Mr. David Hunt. Nope. All right. So let's, no, not icons. Nope, I don't want icons. Oh, because I want to go to plugins. I was in the wrong place. So let's click on plugins. And let's turn on. Let's install this. Let's take a look. While that installs, yes, I want to. So there's profiles. Okay. Cool. So let's see. Wow. There is a bunch of... Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so what this did, and this is the Stream Deck software that you guys are looking at. So what this did was this automatically mimicked what I did here. So you can see here the headphones is at 50%, and then the Epidemic Sounds, the stream itself, is at 25. So if I come back over here, it says 50%, 25%. Let me see. So if we look at the plugin over here, you have your mute input, set input volume, adjust input volume, mute output. You can specify a specific volume. You can adjust it up or down. You can toggle your monitoring, set your monitor mix, microphone settings, toggle effect or toggle effect chain. Yeah, I'm going to have to play around with this some more. Let me see if I click on this. Epidemic Sound, monitor mix. If I drop this down, stream mix, monitor mix. What's this over here? So nothing there. So output stream 100%, monitor mix. So I got to mess around with this stuff and see what's what. If I go ahead, and this is the profile itself. So this is the entire profile that it installed, the wavelength. So this is, and it just, like I said, it copied pretty much what I had done. And what's interesting is that, let me see, if I press the minus button, oh, that's cool. So what I did was, so you can see here, right, if we take a look at the Epidemic Sounds over here, right, just take note of these notches. I'm going to hit the minus button on my Stream Deck, and that brings it down. And then if I hit the plus, now this is bringing it up. And so that's these buttons over here. Let me just come back, bring my Stream Deck. So you can see that there is a plus and a minus, and it's right under the epidemic sounds. And then it looks like it just breaks it down. So I was doing this row here. If I press, I'm going to press this one and see what that does. So I'm going to press this one. All right, so now, oh, because they're linked. So I'm going to unlink them. Cool. All right, so that's actually pretty cool. So because now they're unlinked, you see you have two, right? There's the headphones and then the stream mix. So I can independently control my epidemic sounds, my headphone mix, and then independently control my epidemic sounds, the stream mix. And so you have your plus and minus, volume up and volume down. So those buttons on my Stream Deck, if I wanted to, let's say, bring epidemic sounds, the volume down just to stream, well, now I'm bringing it down, right? And then if I wanted to bring that down there, let me see if I go back. And sometimes, yep, I knew it. Okay, that's what I wanted to look for to see. You see down here, you have your step size. So you can choose what you wanted to do. So it's your monitor mix, right? If I click on this minus over here, this should be the headphone mix, or the stream mix rather. So you have your monitor mix, and then you have your stream mix, and then the step size is going to go down -10. So you can choose the increments. So if you wanted to have even smaller increments, you can do -5, or if you wanted to increase it by larger increments so that you can get, like, let's say in 25% increments. I actually like 5%. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change these just to show you guys the -5. Then I'm going to come back to the increasing volume and then do that in +5. Same thing over here. +5. And what that's going to do is, if we just come back, now, if we just take note, right, like over here, what that's going to do is it's going to go up. So I can increase it in 5% increments instead of 10% increments. So the volume won't jump as drastically. I have a little bit more fine-tuned control that way. And then if we go ahead and we link it, now by pressing the volume up and down, regardless of which button I press, because these are linked, now I can increase the volume and lower the volume that way. And then the Stream Deck does the same exact thing, right? So going down, and if I bring this one up, and it looks like the default, yep, it's 10% increments. So in the Elgato profile, the default stepping is in 10% increments. And if you wanted to change that either to have a larger increment or smaller increment, then you can do that. What is cracking, Alicio? Everybody's coming through today, showing support. So that's pretty cool. Let me see what else. I'm going to do a new page. Yeah. Give me a new page. I got to delete one of these. What do I want to delete? I'm going to delete this here. And then I'm going to add. All right, so now we have a new page. And let me see. Microphone settings. What is this? The microphone settings. So if I click on that and then the action here. Okay, so whether you want to adjust the gain, set the gain to something specific, adjusting the volume, the mix, low cut, clip card. That's pretty cool. Let me see if I want to adjust the gain and then the step size. That's pretty cool. So if I wanted to bring my mic down, let's say, -5. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over. I'm going to copy, and then paste. And then I'm going to turn this into a +5. So then you can see here, you have your negative and then you have your positive. Let me see. Okay. And I'm assuming what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep talking to you guys and I'm pressing the negative button. And you can see pressing the negative button significantly lowered my volume. If I start pressing the positive, that's going to increase my gain on my microphone. That's actually pretty cool. And the fact that they give you so many options with them, that's it. So it's a lot. It's, you know, so again, this is what, and we can kind of just, so you have your adjusting gain. You can also set the gain to something specific. So setting the gain to something specific, right? Like with this microphone, my Lewitt, it looked like with this particular, with the Wave XLR, right now I'm at 25%. If I bring this up to, let's say 30%, I think that sounds pretty okay at 30% here for this. And let me see if that works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the minus button and my volume went down. You can hear it. And then I'm going to press the set gain button that we just did. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. So here's the thing with this. You know, when I started talking about it, I said that comparing, right, the Wave XLR, this is $150, comparing the Wave XLR to the Rodecaster Pro, which is the new one, is $700, right? Two very different. Sorry, I pressed the mute button. Two very different devices, but the power, like what Melanie was saying, right? The power behind the Wave devices, whether it is the microphone or whether it is the XLR, is the software. It's the Wave XLR link. That software that we've pretty much spent most of our time in. And so even using that example of at $150, let me go back to the scene. For $150 to be able to have this software and set your, because this is what the Rodecaster Pro, this software itself is what the Rodecaster Pro 2 is doing. The Rodecaster Pro 2, you literally have physical faders, right? And you can control your faders and your volume, your mix to, let me just show you guys. Let me come back. Right here, we have the physical faders. So normally down here, you can see this fader is down. This is where I normally bring my music in. It's muted right now, so I'm going to unmute it. And then what I'm going to do is you can see if we look at the monitor over here, let me just grab my Epidemic Sounds. I'm moving this right over here on the screen. And what I'm going to do is, you can see the fader is down here. I'm going to play Epidemic Sounds.
1 time out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine? We just.
Oh, did you guys hear that? How did that sound? So it is something going on with, I think maybe I don't know if you heard that or not, but it sounded super weird. I pressed play and for me, it sounds really bad on my end.
This love thing can take time. 3 times.
Oh, I know why. Can I mute both? All right, so I'm going to mute both on the Wave XLR software, on the Wavelink software. And you shouldn't. Okay. So I muted it. The sound, I was having some issues. I don't know what's happening with the Wavelink. But what I'm going to do is, like I said, what I really wanted to show you is, okay, so you guys sounded it. It's something on my end. It was sounding choppy. The music is playing, but what I did was I muted it on the Wave XLR, and it should. I think because I changed all my outputs and all of that stuff. Let me see. You like that track? I like that track too. Let me see. I think because I changed my Mac settings. So let me change it back to Rodecaster Pro. All right. And my Rodecaster is not working. That's so weird. I don't know what's happening with my Rodecaster Pro because the music is playing in the background and there's no levels or anything. So I gotta, something happened with my Rodecaster Pro being a big baby. Why? I'm trying to think why it could be doing that. I don't know. Hey, get down. Thanks. All right. Trying to figure out, I don't know what is going on with, because there's no levels now on that end there. So it looks like the Rodecaster Pro is not hearing any music at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the Rodecaster Pro. Yes, I want to restart that. Going to pause this here. I pause the epidemic sounds. Wait it off over here. And I now have all the cables. So all the cables are connected because my computer is seeing it. My computer is seeing Rodecaster Pro chat, Rodecaster Pro secondary, Rodecaster Pro, you know, stereo. It's seeing everything. I feel like I may have to reset my Rodecaster Pro. Let's see. Let's have this turn back on. See what this does. It takes so long. Lights. All right. So, let me see. All right. Nope. Rodecaster Pro. So the Rodecaster Pro chat only showed up. Let me see. How about that? Okay, now you're hearing the sound effects from the Rodecaster Pro. All right, so that's fine. Play. But you're not hearing the music. That's so weird. So the sound effects you guys are hearing. Vicious says you may need to change your audio input back to Rodecaster Pro unless you have the Wavelink software routed through. No, so what I did was, all right. It's still, so I think that there's a bigger issue. Because even still, even if you guys couldn't hear it, I still should be seeing the levels here with the sound. So here, this one that's down, with music playing in the background, that should be, and the music is still playing on Epidemic, it's still, the level should still be coming up. So what I'm actually gonna do, and so like, right, check this out. So you can see here, when I play the sound effect, it's working, right? So the sound effect on my Rodecaster Pro, but I also can't hear it. So what I'm actually gonna do is, I'm gonna pause that, and why don't we, all right, everything is paused. My Wavelink is still working. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go in and I'm going to, how do I factory reset this? System? Yes. No. No, I don't have anything. Why? Where do I go to factory reset? Not language. Isn't it normally in system view device information? Okay, so let's erase and reset. So I'm going to erase and reset that device. Let's see. But it's so I don't know. I rewired my cables and stuff today, but I don't see how that would also affect it, honestly. So if I come back and we can do a screen share. Oh, wait, is this, let's see. Okay, so just so you guys can see, right? I'm going to go through this English and 9, and it is 9. Oh, 9 o'clock on the dot. Oh, come on. So 9 o'clock. Oh, whatever, I'll leave that. Eastern Standard. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna not mess around with this too much. Indiana Eastern Standard. I mean, there you go. US. Okay, all right. Yes. Oh. Show the time and date on the home screen. Don't update. Firmware update. Yeah, skip. That's fine. It's fine. And here is the setup. So what I'm going to do is I have a show imported. July 1st. What's the test with chat? When is this? Hey. Oh, okay. Import show. So I'm importing that show. Let me see. Thank you, Gretchen. I appreciate you. Yes. You're very welcome. No problem. Glad I can give you that. More sounds were unsupported and could not be added. Okay. All right. So let's see. So if I play. Yeah. I don't understand. I think I'm going to have to call it a night and figure out what is happening on my end, because I am playing the music and the music is not working. If I do... Okay. Can you guys hear... Where's my... So you can see the levels there. And that is, so if I'm going, I muted myself 1 second. Gonna connect my headphones to my Rodecaster Pro. And, ooh, my headphones are working again. If I am gonna mute, I'm gonna switch sources altogether. Testing. Oh, so, and this, Paul, now I can hear myself. So something happened when I was wiring and rewiring and I turned off the Rodecaster Pro. I couldn't even hear myself. So now I can hear myself. So that's good. I can hear, and are you guys actually, oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to bring this down. I'm also messing around with the eCam settings. Okay, so you can also hear me. I can hear myself. That's what it was supposed to be doing. And then the sound effects. So if we come here, my sound effects. So that's fine. And how about... So the only thing is that it's not picking up the music from Epidemic Sounds. So that it's not picking up. I'm going to quit the Wave link. Let me close this. Quit the Wave link. So I thought that's what it was, because the music was going into the wavelink, because my epidemic sounds was going into the wavelink. Obviously, there were other issues, but just now, because the epidemic sounds were going into the wavelink, that's weird. It was blocking the Rodecaster Pro from receiving it. So I quit the wavelink software, and all I did was press play.
1 time out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine?
And now all is well in the world again. So you can see, and this is what I was just trying to show you guys, just the difference. What I just did, right? So the Rodecaster Pro, you have your physical faders, right? So the way I have it is, this is my microphone here, and I have to go back and resave it. This is for Bluetooth number 3. The third one is my computer sound. The fourth one is my chat. So if I have any sound effects that's in Ecamm, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Ecamm sound effects here. And so I'm muting that, and I'm going to play this song.
1 time
this
out
is
of 10,
in Ecamm.
2 times won't you be mine? We just can't
I know,
pretend.
because I also changed my settings, my output, my audio, my speakers. Okay. Go back. Change that.
1 time out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. This love thing can take time. 3 times, then I'm in.
Wait,
I heard through the
so
grapevine.
I actually
You missing a playtime.
pause that, and I have to match because I want to show you guys. So in Ecamm, my audio is chat. So my mic and my audio that's in Ecamm is chat. That matches. So I have this third fader for my computer system audio. The fourth fader is chat. So basically any sounds that's coming into Ecamm. So now, right, they're both down. So I'm going to play a different song in Ecamm. So I'm going to play this song in Ecamm. So there's music playing in Ecamm. And what I'm going to do is now the fourth, you have 1, 2, 3. Ooh, did I freeze? It looks like my ZV1 froze. So the ZV1 froze. Nice. I think it's time to end the stream. Because, yeah, I think that's a sign that I got to end the stream. But what I was trying to say is I was going to play music. But now I can't show you. I think I wired something. I think I know what I did. Let me see. That's definitely a wiring thing that I did on my end. So I got to fix that. All right. Well, it's been real. You know what? And Gigi, you're still here. So Gigi, and I meant to address it. Stop. I'm mad you laughing at me. Let me see. Let me just go back. Gigi, I did catch it. Gigi said earlier today, way earlier today, she says, oh, India doesn't know that she will be helping me set up my new office. That's so funny. So as I was cleaning my office and rewiring the cables and stuff today, I thought about you. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure that I'm going to have to help Gigi do all this cable management and this rewiring. So it's funny that you say that. Koa is behind me. Oh, nope, she's. Hey, what are you doing? She's in the corner. Koa, come here. She's in the corner back there she's literally where you can't see her, right there. Come here. People want to see you. Say hi. There's the pain in the ass. All right, so we are going to end it there. I'm going to do some more messing around with it. My conclusion, right? So my conclusion for right now for using it and figuring it out, you've heard my complaints. I don't really like how there wasn't that much instructions, that it was kind of like, oh, you're on your own. You downloaded the Wave XLR. We're going to assume that you know how to use it. Definitely don't like that. Everything else and so I have to compare. The other thing that I want to compare are the VSTs, the sound effects, because obviously the Rodecaster Pro, they've always had the sound effects. You can download sound effects. So figuring that out, I'm sure it can be done, because you saw that I linked my Stream Deck, and I have sound effects on my Stream Deck. So sound effects, I actually mean the voice changers, the VSTs. And what I think it was Nee had said about downloading the plugins to really get your voice dialed in. So when at $160, if you're a tinkerer, so this is how we're going to leave it. At $160, if you are a tinkerer and you're okay with figuring out the software and things like that, I think that it is a great deal. There's definitely tons of potential. I do like, just talking about how I mentioned earlier, bringing in the Wavelink software and bringing in your mix compared to at $160, where Loopback does almost the same exact thing, right? Loopback does that, and that is $100. You're also getting a connection for your XLR mic, right? And all of that control, definitely a great value. The cons is that it's only one, right? So when you think about it now, especially if we're comparing the Rodecaster Pro 2, you can connect 4 microphones or instruments or line level inputs, right? So now it's someone who is a musician. The Rodecaster Pro then is definitely for you, because you can't do that with the Wave XLR. If you are someone that does need multiple XLR inputs, then the Wave XLR is not for you unless you get 2, right? 160, that's $320, kind of expensive. At $320, if you needed 2, right, for 2 XLR inputs, I would say get the first Rodecaster Pro, honestly. But when you're thinking about $700 is such a huge gap when you're going all the way down to 160. That is a huge gap. So when we're comparing just the price point of $700 versus 160 and the software that you get, and if you take the time to configure, because the thing is yeah, you got to be a tinkerer, but then the other piece of it is that for the most part, those softwares is usually a set it and forget it kind of thing. So you go in, it's kind of with Loopback. With Loopback, people set up Loopback once with whatever their sources are that they're going to be bringing their audio in, right? And they never go back and really change it unless they need to bring in new software. So at that point, then yeah, I think for what I've learned so far, I like it. Would I recommend it? Yes. Is it for everyone? Not necessarily. We would have to have a further conversation. But do I think that it is a great value? Absolutely. Can it be, or is it a Rodecaster Pro competitor or a Rodecaster Pro alternative? Yes, it's a Rodecaster Pro alternative. A competitor, again, I don't think that answer is as cut and dry, because depending on what you're looking to do, it can be a competitor for some of the things for the Rodecaster Pro, but not for the whole package, if that makes sense. So I'm glad I got my headphones working. I'm a little upset that I had to factory reset, because it wasn't me. I had to completely factory reset the Rodecaster Pro in order to get it to work, but I'm glad that is working. And that is it. Today was a longer stream. Most of you guys stuck and hung out with us. We had a guest appearance. Melanie Dillon came in. That was super cool. I saw a bunch of people come in that I haven't seen. Vicious Tech, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. David, Alicio, just today was up. Pyro Broadcast came in. David Harvey. So super great evening. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for the support. DJ Strict, a bunch of people came through today. And so we'll talk some more. I'm going to keep messing around with it. We will talk some more. You know what's so funny is that you guys didn't really say anything. No, I'm about to end this right now. Look at her in the background. She's like, Mom, please. Please, Mom. I am about to end it. You can see her right there. She's looking at something. She's mad. You know what, Vicious Tech? That is, I agree. It is kind of like a Rodecaster Pro Lite. And that, you know, that's actually a really good way to put it. And so it can be an alternative. It's like a Rodecaster Pro Lite, depending on, you know what? Don't you mean the same stream length? I guess. Today was longer though, 2 hours, but it was good because we had a guest appearance and we did figure out. I did try to get directly into some of my issues were, well, the Rodecaster Pro issues, which caused a whole delay. And then having Melanie come on was super dope. So thank you for coming through. Thank you for hanging out. Let me see. Can I get this now working again? Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Co is hanging out. She's ready to go upstairs to bed. It is late. It is 9 o'clock my time. I appreciate y'all. I will be doing ladies' night on Sunday. I had a headache for like a week and a half. That is why I haven't streamed on Sundays, because I had a lingering, right almost to a migraine. And so this week I finally started feeling better. So, all right. Good night. Buenos nachos. I appreciate you guys. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out. Nos vemos. Bye.